So originally, I did have a scripted NX video planned. It was going to be a video where I kind of go over predictions and stuff for the NX. And this is all based on the assumption that Nintendo was going to give like a week or so before the initial reveal. But in Nintendo typical fashion, they basically just went, oh, you know, our new console that we're making, yeah, we're revealing that in 12 hours. So now I have a bunch of prediction material that's absolutely pointless. So now you get unscripted Hugrazi. So basically my first thoughts on this trailer is I really like the direction Nintendo's going with. And I think this is the direction that I wanted them to go with in terms of not trying to compete with Sony and Microsoft when it comes to the graphics race. And I know that's weird to a lot of people because this is always how it's been. Like, our technology has been getting better and better over the years, and we always expect a new console to be so much more powerful than the recent one. But like, I think we're getting to the point now where we don't necessarily have to make those leaps and bounds for graphics capabilities because we can already do a lot of things with the console capabilities that we already have. Like, the jump from 2D to 3D opened up a huge thing of fucking unscripted Like, the jump from 2D to 3D opened up like a huge venue of different ways to design your game. And the jump from the N64 era and that kind of time to like the GameCube era and the Xbox era and the PS2, like, there's just so many things we could do more now that we had that technology, now that we could really open up the world a little bit and add in mechanics that we could never add in before. I think that we're finally getting to the point now where we're not making those big leaps and bounds. When I look at a PS4 game, I just feel like these things could be easily done on the PS3, but with less graphic capabilities. I think that Nintendo's getting to the point where they're getting comfortable with designing games with this level of technology, and they're looking for other ways to innovate rather than to just put better hardware in their systems. So that I like. First of all, I think the name's pretty sweet. I think most people know that the Wii U had absolute trash marketing, partly because of the commercials and the lack of money that they put towards that, and also because of the name, the Wii U. And it was basically just confusion for casual players, because there was a lot of people who were absolutely confused of what the Wii U even was. If it was like an add-on to the Wii, or if it was a whole new thing. And I think that the Nintendo Switch is a pretty decent name, actually. Like, it's short and it's sweet, and you get the meaning. It's a verb and a noun, you know, it's a switch, like it is a physical switch, but it's also like you're switching things. You're switching things. Yeah, maybe I should script my videos. But I think it's something that can catch on, and it's gonna be a memorable name. I already knew that the NX, whatever it was, or whatever it's going to be, was gonna surprise me in some way. Like, I always thought that they're gonna show me something, and I was gonna be like, oh man, I've never thought of that before. I got that with the Wii U. I got that idea of like, oh man, like I never really thought games could work that way, you know. I got that with Splatoon, where I was like, oh my god, it's such a great idea, and like, how could I have not thought of that kind of thing. And I already knew that I was going to go into this going like, oh man, there's going to be something where I'm like, oh, whew, like that's such a simple concept, yet like nobody fucking thought about it. And there's a few things in here that kind of piqued my interest. The one thing was the detachable controllers and playing multiplayer on the go. And I think that's absolutely huge, because there's not many options for that. A lot of the time it's online multiplayer that people are advertising, and there's just not a lot of... We're in the age where split screen has kind of left the image of the gaming industry, and it's more focused on online interaction, and Nintendo's trying to tap into that market of people actually wanting to play together, and I think that's pretty awesome. And just the whole idea of detaching the console and bringing it with you, it becomes so much more interesting now, because you're carrying around this thing that could automatically become a multiplayer tool. Like it shows in the trailer, if somebody else has an NX, you can combine them and play almost like LAN parties kind of thing. So that's pretty damn interesting to me that Nintendo's really pushing that in the same room multiplayer aspect. Also, they showed that cartridges are going to be used, which is pretty sweet. I think that people were doubting that they'd be able to make cartridges cost efficient enough to the point where they're not raising the price of their games. And I guess we've gotten to the point now where technology is good enough to the point where we're, fuck me, unscripted. And I guess we've gotten to the point now where technology is good enough where we can do that. This seems like a genuinely interesting trailer, and I feel like people are gonna really get interested in the console based on this. It's got some nice, you know, generic music in the background, that's fine. Another thing, man, that click noise, like that NX click, sorry, I keep calling it the NX. That Switch click noise is like, is Jesus. I like the logo, I like the sleek design of everything, and I think that they're doing a pretty good job with this. This is just my initial reaction kind of video, but I will be actually making an actual video. But I just wanted to tell you guys I like it. I like the direction that they're going in, and I'm pretty optimistic about the Nintendo Switch after I've seen this trailer. You're switching things.